I just came outside to try to process all this. It's a lot to process. I mean,
they'd already printed.
I can't even.
Madam President up. Remember Newsweek?
I can't.
And that's all these people do is put on this nice guy act. These are the nastiest people. They're all in the WikiLeaks scheming. Savannah Hernandez is out there as well with Owen Schroyer and Rob Dew at the Abortuary. She's talking to some of the crowd. We're going to pop in and hear what she has to say. Then I'm going to get into the devastating success that Trump's having bringing the country back from the dead because we had a bunch of globalist vampires drinking our blood. Imagine about 1,000 little vampire bats supping on us, and Trump's already kicked about half of them off. They're hopping around, biting him, crapping themselves, flipping out, rolling around, having little fits of anger. But he just every day is just basically swatting more of them off, and some of them are flying up against the wall and breaking their backs and then vomiting up the blood they stole and flipping out in it. I mean, they're just think of the Democrats as little demonic vampire bats having convulsions. Let's go to Savannah Hernandez and hear who she's talking to in Austin at the Abortuary that we're there exposing. Go ahead.
Outside of that, I can't really find a justification for murdering babies. At the same time, I would really appreciate it if pro-life groups or those who are generally opposed to the practice of abortion would help crowdfund medical science to the point where we can increase the date of viability for the unborn. Because while I do believe that women should have a choice to evict a baby from their womb if they want to, they don't have a right to kill it. So I'm hoping that medical science will one day be able to square the circle and a baby will be safely removed from a womb, perhaps artificially incubated and brought to viability. And then that can be the end of this issue and we can go back to focusing on more important things.
I've never heard that idea. Wow, a new idea.
Going
sure everybody's
back
had
to
it, I just
Owen
never heard
Stein, I mean, what were our stats that we put up here, Owen? I think we put that 75 million children are killed from Planned Parenthood, and the NRA has killed 0. I mean, you know, a lot of people do argue that the NRA, all of the blood of the children, mass shootings, it's on their hands. What do you have to say about that as a gun owner?
Well, I mean, I'm no real fan of the NRA anyway, but I don't think they've ever murdered anybody, and I feel like it's just unfair to paint them as that kind of an organization. I feel it's the type of personal attack that
he's got a gun on his hip. He doesn't like the NRA.
Have a real argument.
Maybe they're not
Right,
hardcore
I feel like
enough.
The left really demonizes gun owners, you know. Meanwhile, they're promoting the killing of millions of babies. I mean, like, as a gun owner in America, I guess, like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I don't really believe it's just the left that's doing that either. I feel like the right is also promoting a whole lot of child murder in the form of the wars that the United States engages in across the world. And that's both a left and a right thing. So if you're going to care about
Trump's been
babies,
stopping
you should care
a
about
lot of those and trying to get out.
In the womb or outside of the womb, and whether or not they're American or whether they're not Americans.
All right.
So
interesting fellow. We'll get back to some other folks and check in with them. They're going to be out there for hours. We should probably put this address on screen. It's right off. It's the main Planned Parenthood abortuary in Austin. Yeah, there's a couple of them, but it's the main one of the biggest in the state, right there on 290 and I-35 on the west side of I-35, on the eastbound side of the frontage road. You really can't miss it. Planned Parenthood protest in Austin. And it is 201 East Bend White Boulevard, Building B, Austin, Texas, 78704. Okay, now getting back to the collapse of the globalist. Unprecedented. Trump aims to defy midterm campaign history. And then the even bigger news. Trey Gowdy's recent activity highlights deep state action against Devin Nunes. It's now being confirmed, and we've got indictments being readied That's even in the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post for McCabe. So this circling the wagons with these federal prosecutors and these Clinton people and even some of these conservatives have been playing a double game is coming to an end. So we're going to review what Trey Gowdy's really done versus his rhetoric coming up, start of the next segment. But since I mentioned it, we mentioned Ben Rhodes, one of the chief strategists for Hillary's campaign. After the word came that she lost, she threw such a fit. We first broke that the day after, that she was drunk, throwing things, attacking Podesta. This was all confirmed like a year later. We broke this here. The day after the election, that she threw a fit. That's what they're so mad, folks. We've got the sources. They don't. They just lie. And that she wouldn't even concede, basically, and then they had to basically sedate her. And remember, she wasn't seen for weeks. Only popped up for a few seconds a few days later. Totally whacked out of her mind. And here's Ben Rhodes. This just got released from the night of the election. 2:30 in the morning when they know it's all over. HBO footage of Ben Rhodes on election night is as bad as people said it was. Let's go ahead and roll it with the space alien Megyn Kelly. She looks like a bleached out gray alien. Here it is.
I just came outside to try to process all this. It's a lot to process. I mean,
they'd already printed.
I can't even.
Madam President up. Remember Newsweek?
No. I can't.
And that's all these people do is put on this nice guy act. These are the nastiest people. They're all in the WikiLeaks scheming.
I can't. I can't put it into words. I don't know what the words are. I mean, it's.
Well, the words are you tried to run a demonic female version of the Crypt Keeper with a laundry list of bloodthirsty activity and betrayal and pedophile protection that the world's ever seen. And you're all in the WikiLeaks, thousands of pages they want to divert us from, bragging about race war, bragging about division, bragging about the Democratic Party going to own women and all their money. And so then you don't get all the things you thought you got. You didn't get to pee-pee all over America to feel like a big boy. He wanted to be like a dog rubbing its butt on the carpet. He just wanted to kind of scoot around in America forever. And it just, again, they thought they had us intimidated. They don't understand we were asleep. So now they're doubling down the intimidation, the threats, the lawsuits, the attacks. And they go, you're supposed to go away. You're supposed to just fold up. I'm not going away. Ever. I don't care what you do, what you pull. I'm breathing air. I'm above ground. I'm attacking you. And I'm promoting freedom. When we come back, we've got Savannah Hernandez out there at the scene of the abortuary talking to some other ladies. And we'll hear what she has to say on the other side. We're just picking up their Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter feeds. It's better than us using Skype, but then they can't hear us. We're kind of staring into that. We have it posted on Infowars.com. If you want to see the Infowars/NRA demonstration, People's NRA, not affiliated with the NRA, but just doing it to promote it, that the NRA doesn't kill people, guns do, many, many more positive things than they do negative, but it's people that are doing it. It's like it's doctors in there killing babies and not the other way around. It's not the scalpels. It's not scalpel control or vacuum cleaner control or acid control. They pump acid in, the baby flops around for about 30 minutes, and then they chop it up. So we're going to be looking at all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, Infowars.com, Newswars.com. Please spread those links. It's an act of rebellion.
You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Talking to some of my colleagues at Trump Tower just a few minutes ago, there's a little optimism here.
No one thought it was going to be this close at this point. Trump can still win this thing.
We have another state to project it as the state of North Carolina, big battleground state. It's going to Donald Trump.
I was actually ready to go to bed, and then I started seeing the Electoral College come in, and I'm like super psyched.
This is going to be a very close election.
I'm seeing these late-breaking trends. This could hand Trump the presidency. Folks, this is not by any means over.
I think there's some real jitters setting in Clinton headquarters right now.
Wolf, the scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed.
This is most unexpected.
Certainly is a huge, huge surprise to so many people out there.
I think we all thought it couldn't happen, that he couldn't do what he did, and guess what? He may just do it.
Donald Trump has taken the lead. He has 216 electoral votes.
This is truly the beginning of the end for Hillary Clinton's
He is
campaign.
pulling ahead of Hillary Clinton. You see it right there.
We haven't discussed the number of groups who are likely feeling real fear right now. You've got women, immigrants who have been threatened by Donald Trump with deportation.
How do I explain this to my children? I have Muslim friends who are texting me tonight saying, should I leave the country?
America is crying tonight. I'm not sure how much of America, but a very, very significant portion, and I mean literally crying.
Hillary Clinton has telephoned Donald Trump to concede this election. It is now President-elect Donald Trump projects Donald Trump, the President of the United States.
Ambassador Deplorables has arrived.
People have talked about a miracle. I'm hearing about a nightmare.
This is your life now. This is us. This is our country.
Guaranteeing your food independence is a crucial part of prepping. Between debt crisis, natural disasters, or even simple power outages, having a supply of storable meals is crucial. With InfoWars Life Select storable food, you can make sure you and your family are ready for any emergency. With drinks, snacks, and meals in amounts ranging from 72 hours to a full year, there's no better place to look for healthy, easy, and incredible meals. Including meals such as Traveler Stew, home-style potato soup, and a variety of other meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, InfoWars Life Select storable food will help you eat comfortably in a time of need. They even work great for camping. Simply pack a 72-hour kit to go and you have easy-to-cook and transport food for you and your loved one's trip. Don't be caught surprised by an emergency. Make sure you're stocked up today with all the food you need for an affordable price with InfoWars Life Select storable foods.